The Detroit Lions saw their historic season end without a playoff win, and now you gotta wonder, after his total collapse, is it time to move on from Jared Goff?
You hate it when you feel like you let guys down.
How's it going today? My name is Jesse McNamara and welcome to Point of View. Before we get into it today, I just want to say we always appreciate your feedback. Look forward to reading your comments like the one we've got here. Hey Dan, thanks a ton for the generous feedback. It's always great to hear. Also, be sure to stay tuned to the end of this episode to see if you can guess today's trivia question down below. To today's topic, has Jared Goff played his last game for Detroit? That seemed like an insane question just a week ago, but it's a little less insane now after what we saw from him on Saturday night. The Lions entered the game against Washington as heavy favorites. And after what we saw from the Lions last year and so far this season, just about every football fan expected Detroit to dust up the 6th-seeded Commanders with a rookie QB. And it was trending that way early in the game when the Lions were driving towards a 14-3 lead. But Jared Goff made his first mistake of the day by getting stripped and turning the ball over in the red zone, which allowed the Commanders to go on an 11-play, 78-yard touchdown drive to swing the game back in their favor. That was just the first of many nightmare plays that Goff will be thinking about for the next few months. Late in the first half, Goff sailed a pass over Tim Patrick's head that turned into a pick six and made it a 10-point game that Detroit never recovered from. Goff threw 2 more picks, both deep in the red zone before the game was over, to bring his total to 4 turnovers on the day, and the 1-seeded Lions saw their season go from Super Bowl favorites to out without a single postseason victory. Goff reflected on his performance after the game and had this to say. Listen in.
Yeah, I wish I could have played a little bit better. Wish I could have taken care of the ball a little bit better. The one, obviously the pick six is really the one I really like back. That was just a poor decision by me. The other ones are just, sometimes part of the game. And but yeah, it's on me. I got to take care of it better, and certainly we're giving ourselves a better chance to win had I done that.
I feel for the guy because he's never been anything less than a class act. But sometimes you got to take the emotion out of football and evaluate if the player is really worth the roster spot you're giving him. That's the sucky part about losing, but it's just the reality. For Goff, this loss is going to sting for a while, and it may have turned some fans against him in favor of a more mobile quarterback after seeing the success of Jaden Daniels and the rest of the QBs still playing. But in my opinion, there's no better QB to lead Detroit going forward. Yes, this game was the worst of Goff. But considering all he did to get them there, you just can't move on from a guy like that. I mean, how quickly can we forget the real dog days for the Lions that transpired for the better part of the past 30 years? I certainly haven't forgotten that. They weren't just irrelevant in the league, they were a flat-out laughingstock. And Goff's addition to the team in 2021 directly coincided with the start of the turnaround that has now resulted in back-to-back division championships and a conference championship appearance. Of course, the coaches and front office get a ton of credit too for bringing in all the talent they have, but as we all know, quarterbacks get the praise for wins and blame for losses, and Goff has earned a lot of praise as of recent. Now, I might have a totally different opinion if the culture of Lions football didn't seem as good as it is, and that culture continued into the day after the game when some members of the team spoke to the media. Star offensive lineman Penei Sewell came to Goff's defense and had this to say.
I just don't understand how a team sport that people can put a blame on one person at all. It's not like he's the one that's out there, by himself type. So it's just like, I'll never understand it. But again, that's not my world and what I pay attention to.
That is the perfect response to me because he backed up his QB without lying and saying he had some great games. He knows the value of Goff to their success and their franchise record-breaking 15-win season they just wrapped up. And if you're still not on my side in this and think Goff needs to go, please tell me who you think can do his job better next year. A free agent like Sam Darnold or Russell Wilson, a rookie QB? Be serious. Just because Goff had his worst game up at the worst time doesn't mean he still can't be the guy that finished the season 2nd in passing yards and 4th in passing touchdowns with a completion percentage over 72. That's still who he is, and one bad game doesn't change that. You can only hope that he learns from it and comes back with a vengeance that keeps you in the top tier of the NFL. So no, the Lions shouldn't move on from Goff. He's at least earned that. In fact, we've long thought Goff has been undervalued and underrated in the eyes of the league and its fans. For more on that, check out this past episode of Point of View. And the moment you've been waiting for, here's the answer to today's trivia question. We appreciate you tuning in. We will see you in the next one.